Hey everybody, tonight I want to take you behind the scenes of SBSK. If you've been following this journey, you know I travel around, interview people of all different diagnoses and ages, so our following can have a better understanding of the diversity of the human mind. Jeff, if you could tell the whole world one thing about you, what would it be?
I'm awesome.
But I want to make it clear that it's not some mystical power to connect with somebody who has a diagnosis. Much of the work I do is off camera, and I want to show you that tonight. So first, I'm going to introduce you to Caleb, who's diagnosed with autism. And if you look right here, you can see yourself.
Are you with?
Now this is the part of the interview I usually don't include. Initially, Caleb was more interested with my camera than having a conversation with me. Are you ready for your interview?
No.
Instead of forcing Caleb to sit down and take part in a conventional interview, I allowed him to explore the new environment, to check out my equipment. It's a pretty cool umbrella, isn't it? I've come to learn that if my first interaction with someone is me trying to change their behavior, they're not going to think fondly of me. So I allowed Caleb to explore and even encouraged him to do so. Oh, cool job. I often mirror the behavior of my friends so they can see I accept them just how they are. But I find it's important to not only show acceptance with your actions, but to verbalize it as well. Look at this guy! He's unstoppable! He's a machine! He's the quickest man in the world! You might think it's cheesy, you might think it's corny, but some individuals with a diagnosis are never afforded that acceptance, and the simple act of just being kind can really change their world. I'm happy you were fun umbrella guys together. I'm having a blast with you. After all that fun, Caleb sat beside me, and this is the point where the interview typically begins. Do you want to hold it up together? So now we can be protected from the rain. I then met James, who lives with a brain malformation. He instantly started playing with my lens, and I allowed him, because in all honesty, I'd rather buy a new lens than discourage a child from pursuing their interest.
Yeah.
James proceeded from my camera to my lights. I decided to encourage this and tell him he could help me set up. You're doing a good job helping me with my light, setting up. After allowing him 5 minutes to check out my equipment, I brought the camera over and asked him if he would be willing to do an interview. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
You ready to make a movie? We're gonna have lots of fun, brother.
Ah.
So James sat beside me, and we started the part of the interview that you typically see as the viewer. Right in front of us is the camera. And if you look right here, look at that! Two friends feeding each other. So keep it in your mind as you watch these videos that I don't possess some magical ability to instantly connect with everybody I meet. Instead, I use a method anybody can use. I accept people the way they are, and eventually they seem to gravitate towards me. You are so polite, sir.